The first time I held my granddaughter, she was 3 days old. She was so small. Her fingers curled around mine like she already knew me. I cried. I couldn't help it. All those years of waiting, of dreaming, of imagining what it would be like to hold my daughter's child, it all came pouring out. My daughter watched me. She was tired, dark circles under her eyes, hair in a messy bun. She said, "I'm so glad you're here, Mom. I don't know what I'm doing." I laughed. I said, "That's okay. Nobody knows what they're doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I had you. I just figured it out. And I had your grandmother to help me." She looked at me. She said, "But you had her. I don't have anyone." I held her hand. I said, "You have me. I'm right here." And that was the moment I understood something. Being a safe base isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about being there. It's about standing in the mess with someone and saying, "I'm not going anywhere. You're not alone." That is what grandmothers do. We show up. We hold space. We don't need to have all the answers. We just need to be there. And that is what makes us the safest base of all. I should tell you about my grandmother. She was a small woman, barely 5 feet tall. She had gray hair, soft hands, and a voice that could calm a storm. When I was a child, I used to run to her when I was upset. My mother was busy. My father was at work. But my grandmother, she was always there. She would sit on her porch, rocking in her chair, and she would just listen. She never interrupted. She never told me what to do. She just listened. And when I finished, she would say, "Well, that's a lot to carry. Why don't you sit with me for a while? I'll make you some tea." That was it. No advice. No solutions. Just presence. Just being there. And that was enough. That was everything. I didn't understand it then. I thought she was just being kind. I thought she didn't have any advice to give. But now I understand. She knew something I didn't. She knew that sometimes people don't need solutions. They just need to be heard. They just need someone to sit with them in the mess. They just need a safe place to land. That is what grandmothers do. We don't fix. We hold. We listen. We sit. We stay. And that is the most powerful thing a person can do for another person. I think about my grandmother now, sitting on her porch, rocking in her chair. She is gone. She passed away years ago. But I still feel her. I still feel her presence. I still feel her love. I still feel safe when I think of her. She was my safe base. And now I want to be that for my granddaughter. But it's not easy. The world has changed. The world has made grandmothers feel like they don't belong. The world has made us feel like we're too old-fashioned, too slow, too behind the times. The world has made us feel like our wisdom is outdated, our love is not enough, and our presence is not needed. My daughter's friends, they don't ask their mothers for help. They have apps for that. They have sleep consultants and feeding experts and parenting coaches. They don't need a grandmother. They need a schedule. They need a routine. They need a list of instructions. I understand the fear. I understand the anxiety. I understand wanting to do everything perfectly. But I also understand that perfection is an illusion. And the thing that children need most, the thing that no app can provide, no sleep consultant can prescribe, is a person who loves them unconditionally. A person who is not going anywhere. A person who will catch them when they fall. A person who will sit with them in the mess and say, "I'm here. I'm not leaving. You're not alone." And that person is a grandmother. I have a friend, Susan. She's a grandmother too. Her daughter has 3 children. Susan is not allowed to babysit. Not because she is untrustworthy. Not because she would do anything wrong. But because her daughter has a list of rules. A list of approved snacks, approved TV shows, approved words to say, approved ways to respond when the children cry. Susan follows the rules. She does everything her daughter says. But she told me, "I don't feel like a grandmother. I feel like a guest in my own grandchildren's lives." That broke my heart, because I know how she feels. I know what it's like to want to help, to want to be useful, to want to be needed, and to be told, "Thanks, Mom, but we've got it covered." I know what it's like to sit in a quiet kitchen with soup on the stove and no one to eat it. I know what it's like to have a bag of baby clothes by the door, waiting, never opened. I know what it's like to feel like you have so much love to give and no one to give it to. But I also know something else. I know that grandmothers matter. I know that the research proves it. Children who have active grandmothers in their lives have lower stress levels, better emotional regulation, and stronger social skills. They are more confident. more resilient, more secure, because they have a grandmother who loves them unconditionally, a grandmother who is their safe base. I know this because my grandmother was my safe base, and I want to be that for my granddaughter, and I want to be that for my daughter. I want to be the person she calls when she is falling apart, the person who shows up without being asked, the person who holds the baby while she takes a shower, the person who makes soup and brings it over in a thermos, the person who says, "I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, you're not alone." Because that is what grandmothers do. We show up, we hold space, we stay, we don't fix, we hold, we listen, we sit, we stay. And that is what makes us the safest base of all. This is secure base, a place for real parents, real grandparents, and real messes. And let me tell you this, if you have a grandmother alive or gone, you have a safe base. If you are a grandmother, you are a safe base. You are the person who holds it together. You are the person who shows up. You are the person who stays. You are the person who loves without condition, without schedule, without a list of instructions. That is your gift. That is your role. That is your legacy. And if you need my permission to simply be the grandmother you were born to be, to throw away the list, to ignore the schedule, to just hold the baby, I am giving it to you right now. Put down the rules. Pick up the baby and just hold them. That is enough. That has always been enough. That will always be enough. I would love to hear your stories. In the comments below, tell me what your grandmother taught you about being a safe base. And if this story resonated with you, please hit subscribe, because this is where we talk about the real things, the things that schedules can't fix, the things that only love can. Thank you for listening. Now go call someone you love. And if you have soup in the fridge, bring it over. That is what grandmothers do. And that is what the world needs more of.